Hey guys, I'm Joe Millionaire and welcome to Simple Real Estate. Now this show talks all about real estate and what it takes to flip a house, keep a house, rent a house, and overall just make money from rentals. Now you can do a couple of things. You can fix a house up, you can flip it, you can make a quick profit depending on the market. Hopefully you're in and out of that market. You can keep the house and rent it. You can keep the house and do seller financing, where you sell the actual house to the tenant and you be the bank. So there's a couple of things that you could do with this real estate game. We're going to go step by step, but I wanted to talk about what we're doing next. And we're taking a very small house, which is like a tiny house, and we're completely renovating it from the ground up. Next, a really cool thing that we're going to be featuring in the outside of this house to make it more of a sale is we're going to put what's called like an outdoor fire pit that's become increasingly popular, especially with the younger generation. They want to sit outside, they want to roast marshmallows, they want to do a whole bunch of stuff like that. This eco fire kit, and we'll put it together, is probably the best kit that you can get as far as any kind of fire pit, roasting marshmallows, just staying warm and cuddling around a fire and stuff like that. That's definitely going to be your best bet. When you're talking about renovating a home, especially let's talk about whether it's a rental, whether it's a flip. It really doesn't matter. You want to try to go into this house and spend as little money as possible. I'm talking about the bare minimum. When I go into a house and I assess a situation, I don't say, well, I'm going to knock it down and rebuild it. Oh, I'm going to, make beautiful marble countertops. You have to remember something, folks, that, I've been in this game for a while, and, putting in a more expensive kitchen might get you a little bit of money, but the reality is the house is only worth what the market around it's worth. So you have to be careful not to overprice yourself, So that's one of my rules. Don't fall in love with a house. Don't make the house like you were going to live in it. Make it pretty, presentable, and decide what you're going to do. If you're going to rent it out or you're going to flip it. But this next episode that's going to be coming up, we're going to be in front of the house that we've just recently purchased, this real dilapidated, falling down house, which is kind of like how I like to get my houses. And we're going to we're going to gut this baby out. We're going to gut it. We're going to change the floors. We're going to change the bathroom. So we're going to really pick apart each room in this house, and we're going to make it really cost effective so that if we're going to buy a house, let's say at, I don't know what your market is, but if you're buying a small house these days for $60,000, let's say, you can turn around and put, no more than 10 into it. And I'm talking about really renovating the entire house, unless you don't get into any problems like the boiler needs to be replaced. And even that's $1,500 or so. But, put a 10 grand in there. And then what you're going to do now is you're going to turn around and sell that house for, 120 or something like that on the market. So you want to make sure that you can clear at least 40 or 50K out of the deal, because you may run into capital gains and stuff like that unless you reinvest the money that from one house into the other in a certain time period. Your accountant or attorney will advise you better on that. But what I'm strictly jumping into this channel is all about saving money, doing it cheap. You buy a house for, and we'll have another show too with little or no money down as well. Get in there, do the fixing up, put that on like a loan as well. You don't even have to spend any money out of your pocket. So we're going to show you how to make deals with these contractors that they get paid once the house is sold, etc. So there's a lot of deals you can make with people out there to trade for their working services, and then you say, okay, when we're ready to sell this baby, here's the money that you're going to get from it. So you can make those types of deals as well. So, the rule of thumb is, let's say you're renting this house, right? You buy a house for $60,000, you put 10 into it, you're at 70. I like to try to get close to at least $1,000 a month rental income from that. Because, you're going to have a mortgage on the house. You may not have a mortgage on the house. You got taxes, you got insurance. You want to try to walk away with, $500 or $600. You've seen some of these other shows here and these other videos that say, oh, well, you'll make $350 positive cash flow. You go and you do that to the next house and you got 12. Listen, anybody who invests in real estate, because there's a lot of bull, on this whole, YouTube stuff here. So there's stuff that goes wrong with a rental house. I'm telling you right now, like $250, $350 clear in a month is nothing, because even if you're in the green for 6 months and nothing happens, bam, that 7th month comes around and all of a sudden, your pipes burst, or, you need a new boiler system, or, you got to change around some things in the house, and that bill could turn around and be $1,500. So you want to try to do your calculations, and there's a lot of houses out there that you could do the right, proper calculations so that you're getting and you're making, at least minimum, I say minimum, 500. You have to clear a minimum of 500. You want to be around the 650, and that's going into a house and saying to yourself, I've done all the work. I hope that this is going to be a great guide. And again, folks, do me a favor so that we can help others and share our knowledge, which it's always going to be for free. I'm not going to try to sell you some bullcrap program down the road. But if you help me out by liking and subscribing to the channel so that when we come out with more and more videos, it helps you and it helps everyone else. We're going into a house. You'll see that in the next video. We're going to give a tour of this house, and you know what? I get excited at houses that are falling down because I know the potential of it. That scares people sometimes. They walk in there and like, oh my God, I got to do a roof. I got to fix a whole side. The side of the house is shifting. That to me is an easy fix. I'm not a handy guy. I mean, I do some things. I'm not going to be the guy doing the work, but I'll put together the people, to do it ineffectively. I mean, for the low cost as possible, do a great job, have it up and running, do it up to code, and then we're good. So please like the video. On the next video, we're actually going to dive into the house. But I hope I've answered some questions on some emails that I've gotten. This will either be a tiny home on a trailer, which will be made from the ground up, or we'll be renovating it again. We won't knock it down. We'll just build on the foundation, on the existing foundation. I'll show you. So there's a lot of scenarios. Right now we've got 4 offers on 4 different houses. We should be closing relatively soon. We'll run over there with the cameras and we'll start building, and you'll start making money too, and you'll go out. This will motivate you to say to yourself, I'm never going to work for somebody else again when I can have passive rental income coming in. This is someone who wants to get involved in the real estate game and make it into the real estate game. Not go into the real estate because they drank Kool-Aid at a convention and they said to themselves, oh, well, some guy said I'm going to own 100 houses in a year. Doesn't happen like that. Can you own 5 or maybe 10 houses a year? Yeah, that is doable, and you're going to have to work your butt off to do it. But you can get to a $5,000 income in a year if you wanted to kill yourself. I mean, I've seen it done. But slow and steady wins the race. You got to decide what is your monthly nut that you want to clear from the passive income of real estate, and then from that point, do your thing. And this channel will help you, and we'll all learn together. And we'll see you next time. So on this fun-filled episode, we will get busy at this property, and I'll see you there, with the hard hat, the hammer, and the nails.